Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Misscliks D&D Devotion. So, you have gathered around the lone orc who has surrendered to you all. It's still nighttime. The moon is full, and you have him surrounded. He looks at Olivia. All right, now what do you want?
We
I'll
want
tell you, you do anything to me, your heads will be on spikes. My brothers
Yeah,
and sisters will come looking for you the moment I don't return.
we'll keep you safe. So, where is our dear Winston the Bard and his magical strings?
Magic strings? What are you talking about?
His instrument.
Is that how he does it?
Mm-hmm.
Clever fella. Well, we have him in our camp. He plays for us nightly.
Hmm. I see. And where would that camp be? Maybe we can strike a deal with the orcs and exchange you for Winston.
Why don't I lead you there? You'd never find it yourselves in the woods.
Sure. Let's
Okay.
do that. How do you guys feel about that? I said comment. I explained to them that he's gonna lead us to the camp.
Well, all you have to do is threaten him that if he tries any funny business, I'm going to kill him. Other than that, sounds good.
Okay.
But
Yes,
babe,
yes.
once we get to the orc camp, won't there be tons of orcs and won't they all try to kill us?
Yeah, most likely. That's why I'm trying to find if we can make a deal and exchange him for the bard.
Oh, like a hostage exchange.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really smart.
Do you think that could work?
I mean, Ransom's the strategic leader, so like if he thinks there's a way to do a hostage exchange, I totes agree.
You should ask him how many orcs he has in his camp.
How many orcs are in your camp?
More than you can handle.
More than 8? Then.
Hmm.
Correct.
In more than 16 once it's been translated to me.
Well, we could probably tie hands together and quiet him up, so to speak, to make sure that he doesn't alert them about the magic strings. I may have mentioned the magic strings.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't tell them before we get the hostage back. I just assumed that Ransom, as such a accomplished warrior, you've probably made hostage exchanges before, so you probably know how.
Yes, I personally haven't done one since I'm not typically the type, but yeah, I know how they go down.
Hmm.
And with
Or
Olivia officiating, it should go fine. We can do a hostage exchange.
Or the other option would be that, as he said, they will come looking for him. So we could just tie him up to a tree, wait for them to come, and then ambush them. What do you guys prefer?
Does this orc look like he's responding all to common, or does he clearly not
He
understand?
clearly has no idea what you're saying.
Well, then we won't know where it is. Ask him how far away it is.
How far away is it?
Hour and a half walk.
Hour
Well,
and a half walk.
we should just sneak up first, gag the guy, and get the location, and then we'll decide once we see.
Sure.
I kind of get ready with, let's see, what can I stuff? I'll tear off a bit of blanket and stuff into his mouth.
That works.
Okay. You tie something around his mouth, a little bit of blanket stuffed in it, gagging him effectively. And let him lead you into the woods to their orcish encampment. All right. Sure enough, an hour and a half later, I take it you are all four are riding horseback with him in between the horses or something?
Quietly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure enough, he leads you to an area, and you see this bright, burning light through the woods. It looks like some sort of bonfire, and you can hear the distant sound of drumming, which grows louder as you approach.
I guess we are arriving at destination. How do you guys want to go about it?
We could just try to sneak Winston out of the camp, too.
Like, after he's done playing?
Yeah.
That makes the most sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the orc where Winston is kept at night. Please.
Where is Winston kept at night?
When he's not performing for us, we keep him in a hole in the ground with some cages built over it. Keeps him out of trouble, out from underfoot. Except he's directly underfoot.
What do you guys think?
I think we should try to sneak him out at night.
Yeah.
You think the hostage exchange is not a good idea?
I think,
Probably not. That can be plan B.
yeah, I don't think that the orcs are very trustworthy.
Well, this guy has been pretty collaborative. You know why people think orcs are not trustworthy? It's because they don't speak orcish. When
Well, you
do
would know
people
best,
really? When do people really get to have the opportunity to trust an orc when they don't even speak orcish?
Well, those orcs said if we played them a song that they wouldn't attack us, and then they did.
That's true. Fair enough. Neil, are orcs trustworthy?
What sort of question is that?
Well, I don't know. Like, my character had a half-orc boyfriend who hung out with orcs, and like, I feel like know if they're like more or less upright than humans, or
I would say they're about as upright as humans. It's just usually people tend to be their enemies, and people tend to lie to their enemies. So, between each other, orcs are quite happy to, tell the truth. But you know how it is when you're being antagonized or
Yeah.
antagonizing.
How many orcs can we estimate from here?
So you've gotten close enough to see the large bonfire. You notice there is a palisade wall kind of built around this area. It looks like there's a real established camp there. It's got a watchtower and everything, with a clearing of maybe 100 yards or so cut away from it. Probably the clearing was made in the process of building the palisade wall. The wall is 40 feet on a side, so there could be a lot of orcs in there. There could be upwards of 100 orcs, maybe. Probably not. But the wall is blocking your view of the inside.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, I think I know how we can pretty much ensure that this works. If we try to do the trade with the orc, and then they won't corroborate, I could just command them to trade.
You can command one person to trade.
Yeah, like the leader.
Then everyone else will attack.
No, because he's the leader. They're gonna respect the leader.
Hmm.
Come and trade! I don't know. Or we can try to sneak. If you guys feel sneaky, because I really don't feel like I'm a sneaky person.
I don't think we in general are sneaky people.
I don't know, maybe the bards.
Well, what's it gonna be, guys?
Yeah, we need to make a decision, people.
Like I said, I think the orcs aren't trustworthy. I think we should just try to sneak him out.
Could you have the orc point out where in the encampment this guy is?
He points towards the corner on the opposite side of the encampment. We keep him in his hole underneath the watchtower on the other side.
I think we should definitely proceed with caution, whatever we do.
I
I don't know what the right answer, because I don't know how many we're dealing with in there.
Alright, let's try to observe them and wait for them to go to bed and then try to sneak him out. I will actually communicate our plan to the orc here and tell him if it goes well. Once we have the little guy, we'll just free him up and let him go back to his camp and be on our way. How about that? I tell him that. That way there won't be any, we may avoid some blood.
He says nothing, accepting your plan for its own.
It's not like he has a choice anyway.
Right. So, taking a look at this camp, I'm going to draw another little picture of it right here in the grasslands. It's a square fort. It's got a wall all the way around it, one watchtower on the corner from which you approached, and it looks like as you circle around it, there is a gate on the north side. You know from what the orc said that your buddy is being kept on the northwest corner in his little hole.
Easy, right on the edge of town.
There's a doodle.
I really don't have that many spells left. Just saying.
How hard could it be? We just wait till everyone's asleep and then we just go break him out.
That's what they tried to do to us. Kind of.
Well,
So-
I think we were more concerned about our own lives than they're concerned about the life of this slave musician.
Oh, there should also be another tower on this corner because he's underneath the tower.
Olivia, can you ask this guy how important he is?
Seems really average, to be honest. Right, Neil? Like, I don't feel any distinct, like...
He's definitely the leader of that patrol that you ran across. But, he's only a patrol leader, so that only puts him, so high in the
What's
orcish
his
command.
name?
His
What's your
name... Grack.
Isn't that my ex-boyfriend's name? Aren't
There
they
may
all
not be a
fake?
lot of variation in orcish names.
Oh, no. No. Oh, it's so close to what my ex's name was. His name was Grash. It's so funny.
You used to date an orc? You said something about that earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, that wasn't a lie. How do you think I speak Orcish?
Oh no.
Grash.
So what are you doing with these elves when you used to be dating a real man?
Well, there was a lot of conflict between his family and my family. They were having trouble getting along. So we kind of drove us apart. It's really a tragic story.
I tell you what, why don't you forget these little sissies here? Come be my girlfriend.
Oh.
Would you treat me right?
I don't know what you mean by right, but I'd treat you the way a real woman deserves to be treated. You need to be with a stronger man, not one of these sissy elves.
It's a good thing I can't understand any of this.
He kind of flexes his shoulders and back muscles and, tries to show off for you a little bit.
I kind of check him out.
Ew.
I mean, he's a well-built orc. He's in prime physical condition. He's like a athlete and a survivalist. They don't come any more fit than him.
Good looking orc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make any more of it. Like, it just stays that way. But I'm enjoying this.
Why is he flexing? I whisper to Kellen.
Well, I just asked him, what's his grade, and he was trying to tell me how important he was. He's pretty important.
Do you have a crush on you, Olivia?
Oh, of course not. Orcs don't mix well with humans.
I nudge Kellen. Better watch out. He's trying to steal your woman.
Like an orc could steal my girlfriend. And I
Oh,
give her a
course
huge
not.
kiss.
Dying is not on my schedule, so maybe we should just let this guy go and head back to San Michelle.
No, we need to go get the little bard.
Olivia, if you have any spells that would help us out, then maybe we can come back after you've prepared them.
Well, no, they're. We should go now.
Or Kess and Kellen, if you have any bardic tricks. It is against the wall, where it's just right on the other side. You could
Well,
somehow
I could fog up the area, but it would be hard for us to see in that area then.
Well,
Don't we have some bonuses to seeing as elves, Neil?
Yeah, you do have infravision, but the wall of fog spell. Let's see. What does it do? That is obscured. It specifically says it obscures infravision
Okay.
beyond 2 feet.
Yeah, I just don't think this is going to be that complicated. I think we wait till everyone's asleep, break in, get him out, the end.
Okay. That's a fine initial plan. Just remember that plan B is to run, rather than not have 100 orcs chasing me.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
we do have the horse. We could like park them nearby and just hop and leave in case.
So where do you want to try to go in? The gate?
No, probably like through the back wall.
Okay.
Like
How high is
climbing-
this wall?
15 feet.
Wow, you built a tall wall.
Yep, it's a nice palisade wall. Basically, tree trunks that have had all the branches stripped away, embedded in the ground with pointed tops. Difficult to climb. Not a lot of good footholds.
But when you have a climb walls proficiency,
Much easier.
yep.
And you can maybe give us a rope and we can climb the rope.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys sit around and wait for the orcs to go to bed.
Yeah.
These
For the
creatures,
music and stuff.
yeah, they're dancing and playing music late into the night. You can even hear the sounds of what sounds like 6 musicians in there, all playing with them, like really nice classical music from your homelands. It's got to be Winston.
Yeah. How we should establish how we set up like the horses and our what's the name? Hostage?
Where are you keeping them?
Yeah.
Right
Can we,
outside
like-
the wall.
Shouldn't we like tie them to a tree a little bit further off?
Yeah, I suppose that's smart.
So, what is your plan? Are you guys coming through the gate? Are you coming over the back wall, a side wall?
Because like I wouldn't want the orc to come with us and then like make noise to alert them. So I'd want to like safely tie him to like a tree somewhere a little bit more remote from the camp. And then like if we get captured, at least then we have that as leverage, I guess.
Okay, sounds good.
And then the escape horses.
Okay. Well, lay out your plan and let's do it.
That was as far as my plans went.
Well, I mean, which walls are you hopping over or climbing
The one
over?
right by the thing.
Right by the thing, like right underneath the watchtower.
Like that one?
But we're gonna take out. There's a guy in the watchtower.
Yeah. They keep people in the watchtower at all time.
How many?
1 person in each tower.
So we're gonna have to try to take him out.
Okay, well, I've got a bow, but I'm not as great a shot as some of you.
We definitely can't one-shot him either.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna have to be like a climb the tower silent takedown situation.
Dude, is there even such a thing in D&D? I don't even think we've ever tried to do a silent takedown. Like, does it even exist?
Well, if you have an ambush on him and you guys time your shots to be released exactly, if they hit and kill him, he would die quietly, probably, if you kill him well enough. And if you just wound him or bring him to exactly to 0, he'll probably let out some serious noises.
But if we were to have someone climb into the tower with him and like,
Shank him from behind while
Yeah.
covering his mouth, easy peasy. That could be a
Okay.
nice silent takedown. Does
That's
anyone
what I'm
have
saying.
any sneaky skills?
I can climb walls and pick pockets, so I feel like I could.
Does anyone
Not
have a move
necessarily.
silently skill?
Trump is sneaking right now.
Nope, not me. I'm super not sneaky.
I don't have move silently.
Okay. So,
But I assume that
I can
those
check
things
my
apply.
spells.
you're gonna assume what, Anna?
I assumed those things applied.
Mm-hmm.
Could Unseen Servant cover a mouth?
No, it just is kind of like a force that moves things about.
Okay.
Wall of fog would obscure line of sight to 2 feet. So
I
that
can climb on a roof like the ceiling, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we did Wall of Fog, that would obscure it enough that I could climb. That's a good idea.
Okay. Wall of fog is 20 cubic feet plus 10 feet per level. You're level 4, so that's 20 and 40 is 60. You're going to have to clear some distance from the edge of the clearing all the way up to the wall. But it is dark out. I mean, there is a full moon, but if you wait long enough, the moon will begin to set just before the sun rises.
No, I mean, I can do a spider climb too.
Ooh.
A spider. Do I turn into a spider or I'm just.
You can climb like a spider. Yeah.
Okay, because it says. Oh, as well as a giant spider. Okay.
That might be better than what I've got.
Yeah, sounds to me like maybe you just spider climb on over, put them on your back, and then spider climb back. We'll cover the watchtower with fog.
I could try it.
But of course, be very careful, dear.
I'll have to tap
Well, if we're just taking the guy, I was meaning like taking out the guy in the watchtower. But if we're just gonna obscure and then climb over the wall, get the guy and climb back, I also have climb walls too, so I could go with you.
Oh, you have spider climb.
No,
Maybe
I
we
just have a
don't
climbing
have-
walls proficiency.
Oh.
Maybe
that's
we
what.
don't have to take out the watchtower guards. You know? Maybe you can just go get the little guy.
Neil, would the wall of fog obscure up to there, up to where the guy is?
It can. You can. It doesn't have to be centered on the ground. You could just blanket him in fog. But if there's all of a sudden magic fog all around him, he'd probably raise an alarm.
So it doesn't look like natural fog.
Right. Or even if it did, it kind of does look like natural fog. But if it just appears out of nowhere, you know.
In my experience, do palisades generally are they fireproofish?
They're difficult to light on fire. You know, if you had an arrow on fire and stuck it in the wall, it wouldn't light the thing. You'd have to like build a little fire nearby with some tinder and kindling and some larger things and slowly let it catch on fire. It's like trying to light a tree trunk on fire.
Right.
It's definitely possible, but it needs something to get it going.
I feel if you guys could try to like get the little guy, it would be the easiest. Or we can try to take out the watchtower, but then there's a second one.
I think we should try to sneak up the tower, take out the watchtower, and then try to get the guy.
What about the second watchtower?
Can he see from over there to here?
Well, so each watchtower has a range that they cover, right? So this guy over here is covering kind of everything in this range with his viewpoint, looking left and right, while the other guy is covering like everything in this range with his viewpoint.
Yeah, so he's not looking our direction.
No, it's possible
theoretically.
he could turn around and look at you, but generally speaking, he watches one side, the other guy watches the other side.
Okay.
So are you guys going to try and sneak in and kill the watchman?
Yeah.
All right.
So I look at Kess and I'm like, so are you climbing and taking this guy down silently, or do you want me to do it? You've been sick recently, so if you're not feeling up to it, it's okay.
I think I could try to do it. You've been through a lot too, you know.
All right, I got your back, though, sis.
All right.
We should both do it, because otherwise, if you take too long, he'll scream.
The chances of him seeing both of us are much higher.
Right, but not that I don't distrust your capabilities of taking him down one hit. They are tough orcs.
I'll go too. Let's go together. Brother and sister power.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you guys move out. Can you draw to me the path you would like to take from wherever it is that you want to be?
Okay. We are here in the forest. And we're gonna... Well, that doesn't make sense. I guess we're gonna, like, fog here so we can just run over here, right?
Okay. The fog will cover 40, 50, 60 feet. So you're going to have to... It's like a 300 foot between the woods and the wall. So are you going to fog the first section or the last section or the middle
the last
section?
section.
Okay. Okay, so you cast Wall of Fog way over there, covering the last section of the wall, near the wall up.
Yep.
Fine. And then you stay low to the ground and try and sneak up on the tired watchman late in the night. Okay. Can I get dexterity checks from the pair of you, please? Exchange for a move silently roll.
Nice.
Okay. Your dex beats his perception. Cass, dex check, please. Not so great, but he fails his perception check against you too. So, with you low to the ground, the high grasses and the wall of fog blanketing, he doesn't notice you guys approach. As you get to the base of the palisade wall, the large wooden structure rises 15 feet above you, and then just above the tops of the spikes of the wall are where his little platform is. You're in the wall of fog, so you can't really see him from where you're standing, but once you start climbing up, you'll be able to spot him. So, climb walls check from each of you. It's a D100. You want to roll your climb walls percentage or less.
Dang.
Ooh.
Or less?
Or less, yeah.
Well, I fail.
All right. So Kellen is trying to struggle over the wall. Kess, what's your climb walls percentage?
Aren't you doing the spider?
No, I don't beat it. Yeah, I was gonna do the spider thing.
There you go. Well, then it doesn't even matter for you. You don't need to make a climb check. You spider climb up and notice just as you're breaking through the fog that he's kind of looking out in your direction, but past you clearly towards the woods.
Okay, I go ahead and come up behind him and knock him out.
Okay. He averts his gaze at some point, and as quietly as a spider, you slip over the walls, get up right behind him, and are you trying to just kill him? Trying to knock him out? You said knock him out.
Knock him out for a really long time.
Okay, so how are you going to knock him out? What is your approach?
I take his head and knock it into the wall.
Ooh. Okay. Well, you get a...
Like, possibly gonna knock him out? Like, how do D&D mechanics knock? Like, when you want to silently take down someone?
That's a good... Well, there's not usually much in the way of knocking out. People usually just kill their opponents. Because to knock someone out, you have to do damage enough to bring them to 0 HP anyway. And it's usually harder to knock someone unconscious than it is to kill them.
I don't want to be labeled a killer again.
Let's see. There's a particular weapon. A sap is a particular weapon that you can use to knock people out, but even that's not a great opportunity to do so. So we're just going to say you're smashing his head into the wall, and if you can bring him to 0, he'll just be unconscious. So you're up behind him. He doesn't see you. You can just take his head and give it a shove. So why don't you make me an attack roll at +3 3 on top of your existing normal bonuses to hit.
So I'm asking questions, but I just want to.
20.
All right. You slam his forehead into his unarmored forehead into the wooden post that holds up the roof. 20 clears his AC by 10, so you critical him by Simon's head. Roll me 2d6 for damage. Versus the orcs. D8 life. 7 cracks his head. You actually hear what sounds like maybe some bones fracturing or something as he slumps down into the little watchtower around you.
Oh, that was good. Okay. And I continue on.
Okay. You easily scale down the wall on this side of it, and sure enough, there's a little pit with some pieces of bamboo stuck over the top of it, and inside of it is an unconscious human. He is dressed in some brightly colored cloth. It's just like a little tutu around his waist, with like different brightly colored strips, and then he's got all this like makeup on his face, and he's got his instrument down there with him, but he's also got all these weird red marks on his body. He looks like he's been made a fool.
I immediately go down to him. I grab his instrument, put it in my pack, and then I piggyback right on.
Did you leave him there? You're like.
How much can you carry? What's your strength? I don't know if you can pick him up and carry him with you.
My strength, I believe, is 14.
Ooh, that's not going to be enough to carry him over the wall.
Did I ever make it? Could I ever try again?
No. That means this section of wall is too difficult for you. You would have to go find another section that is substantially different.
Well, if I went, like, it's a corner, right? So I was trying here. How about I try on the other side of the corner?
The wall is still going to be as difficult on the other side. For an encampment like this, it just means you're not skilled enough to climb over the top.
Okay.
So your max press is 170 pounds, actually. He might be under 170. Let me determine his weight. Randomizer. He is 137. Nope, that's a female character. I need a male character. 154 pounds. Okay, you can do it. It's going to be slow going, but you still have spider climb on, so that it doesn't matter. You can still climb it.
So I put him on my back, and then I lead my way to the wall and start crawling back up.
He starts to wake up as you're crawling over the wall and goes, "What? Who? What? What's going on? Who are you?"
Shh, it's okay. We've come to rescue you. Just stay quiet so we can get out of here.
Okay. He holds on tightly as you scale over the wall and back down the other side, where you find Kellen, still determined to make it over this wall.
He's like jumping and sliding back down.
Here comes Cass.
Kellen, you're wasting time over there. And I chuckle.
All right. You guys make a break for it.
I've been trying to help Kellen go up. I'm like, go on my shoulders, babe. You can do it.
You guys make a break, clear across the open terrain back to Ransom and Olivia and the orc. And there you are. You're all in the forest again. The orcish encampment is left behind.
Well, we did it, guys.
As I see them coming back, I'm gonna just hit the back of the head of this orc really hard.
Ow!
To try to make him go unconscious. I hit him again.
Ow! You can beat him into unconsciousness.
What are you doing to Grak?
Well, we wouldn't want him to let his guys know too early. This is kindness to him. I'm not killing him. So we'll just leave him out here.
He is unconscious on the ground, and you guys can make a break for it all the way back to Sandashar. It's going to be a long way back since you can't ride. It's too much weight for your horses to bear. So it'll be a couple of days to get back to Sandashar.
I pay a special attention to Wilson and like try to give him his space and try to take care of him and stuff. Because Kellen really, really doesn't like the idea of artists being like captured for their art and forced to play. Like it really, really bugs him. So he's like really distraught by this.
So once you're in earshot or out of earshot of the orcish camp, he speaks up again and says, "What are you guys doing? Who are you? Did Neville send you?"
In a way, yeah. We heard a song you wrote about you, and it inspired us to come find you.
You wrote a song about me?
Like a poem.
How was it?
It's alright.
I think it lacked accompaniment.
Well,
He was a little bit awkward. Maybe it was his first gig alone, you know?
he was always good at hitting things
Mm-hmm.
and keeping a beat. That's about it.
Good thing we didn't add him to our own band then. Jeez.
Hey, he's my drummer. Watch what you say about him.
Sorry.
So I guess I ought to thank you.
I mean, we didn't do it for the gratitude, but if you're really looking for a way to thank us, we heard that you have a really amazing instrument.
I would love to play for you, of course. But why did you save me?
Well,
Does your character currently have his instrument?
yeah, or no,
I thought you took
actually,
it
Kes
from him,
does.
right?
Kes took it when he was unconscious.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yes, I have it.
He doesn't know that we have it.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I hand it to him.
Oh, you got it! Oh my god, thank you. I thought I had lost it forever.
Why did you give it back?
Because it is his, it's not ours.
I didn't say that in character. I'm saying it as Jen.
I say, where did you find these magic strings? I can't believe they're real. I would love to have some.
Oh, my grandfather found them. Once upon a time in an old abandoned castle he said belonged to a vampire lord. He's probably lying about the vampire lord bit. He was a teller of tall tales, but they sure as heck are magical.
Well, if werewolves exist, I'm sure vampires do.
Plus, we don't need magic to do our bidding. But, you know, you could always split them.
He looks at you horrified. Split up the set?
I mean, we did save your life. It would be nice for you to give that to us.
Or at least consider letting us purchase them.
Yeah, we could purchase the instrument from you. Well, the chords.
I mean, what price could you ever put on magic chords that let you play 5 songs at once? Or 5...
Your life?
I suppose so.
I smile at him and kind of give him a.
I suppose my life is definitely worth that.
But hey, you know what? Your life is also worth something regardless. So let's just whatever. It's chill. We'll head back to the city.
No, you're right. You're right. I do owe you something. He takes a look at his beloved lute. Clearly, it's been worn on the edges. The decorations are fading from all the years of being handled, and the natural oils on a person's hands just kind of wearing them away. You can see the handle itself is starting to be warped by this palm sweat. He looks at his beloved, prized instrument, and just with a tear in his eyes, hands it over to Kes.
That's why Kellen was starting to be nah, because he started to feel really uncomfortable with the idea that we were trying to guilt this guy out of his instrument. Kellen doesn't like that at all.
I appreciate that you would give it to us.
Art's just a sweetheart.
And I hand it back to him.
Oh, thank God. Oh, my God. Whew. It's my life's work here.
By the way, Neil, just for the record, before leaving Grak on his back, knocked out, I want Olivia to have written a note in Orcish that says, "I'll see you on the other side, Grak," and then it's just like little line O dot.
Ugh.
Okay. You guys all make it back to Sandashar that evening, or well, a few days later, with your horses in tow. You see another rhinoceros in the fields, but it doesn't do you any harm because you did not go and try and stab it. So good job on not killing or dying to a rhinoceros.
Yay!
And let's get the party back to Sandashar. You can head back to a tavern, meet up with Guy Claypool and Bash Rockstorm. They're still working on Bash's groove. And he's always been able to keep time himself. The problem for them was like coordinating their time. But Bash has really been coming along. He's got some nice rhythms to him. Let's give him a performance check. Wow, he rolls a 32. No, I'm sorry, I can't do math right. A 35 on his performance check.
Damn.
Wow.
Killing it.
Dang.
Is he better than Guy now?
Well, he's always been a little better than Guy. Guy's maybe
Guy's
the
pretty bad.
artist in the group. All Bash has to do is work on the drums, and that's, fairly simple. He's got no real creativity, but he can keep a beat, and he can, keep up with the tasks at hand, but he doesn't produce any unique works.
Can I have brought like a gift bag for Bash?
What gift would you like to bring him?
Like if I can find would bringing another set of drums be an insult, or is it a cool gift? I asked before.
I mean, that sort of social awkwardness, you are as good as judging as I am.
Yeah.
I mean, you did insult his drumming, so is bringing him
Yeah.
drums a nice thing, or really awkward?
I don't know. I guess I'll just bring him different drums, like bongos or a different type of drums.
Okay.
Like an alternate, like a local drum kit or something. Just
Sure.
different.
Why don't you shell out however much money you want to spend on him, and you can get drums of that quality.
1 gold.
They are pretty crappy drums. They're like kids'
Oh.
drums.
That's pretty good. Do it.
All right, 10 gold.
All right.
Oh.
Those are fairly decent. You find Bash and Guy hanging out. Bash is going along. He's got a nice beat going. He's being able to, hit different parts of the drum to produce different tones, while Guy Claypool is singing his new song. Yeah.
And then we get back.
Yeah, you guys all get back.
How does the song sound? What song is Guy Claypool singing?
He's singing Mr. Right. He's creeping through the night. He's creeping through the night to ease his lustful plight. He's creeping through the night. Oh, that good old fine upstanding Mr. Right. Except he's more out of tune and just a little off.
I'm sorry, is that repetitive lyrics that I'm hearing?
Hey, wow, guys! We can definitely tell that you've practiced a lot.
That good old upstanding Mr. Right, he says awkwardly as you guys come into view and hear him playing. Yeah, we just, working hard. Good to see
Sounds
you
really
guys are
good.
back, Olivia.
Yeah. Bash, I really wanted to apologize about even considering adding a second drummer to the band, because for some reason I thought it would sound good, but you're right, 1 drummer is more than enough. And I wanted to apologize, so I bought you this local drum. I'm pretty sure here it's not that special, but once we come back home someday, you'll have something to remember this place by.
He takes the drum, gives it a little pop, 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 sets it down and comes over and gives you a big hug. I mean, he's a dwarf, so he's only so high, but, he gives you a hug around your waist, looks up at you and says one of the few things he ever says, and, you really think I'm good?
Yeah, I don't even think I've ever heard you play this good. Today, you're just so great. Out of this world.
He looks to Ransom. Do you think I'm good?
Hey, I don't know if it was just luck, and you can only replicate this every once every 20 days or something. But this performance, it was all right. It was pretty good.
He looks to Kellen.
Keep it up.
What do you think?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the performance you just did that was 35, right?
Yeah.
Man, I can tell that you've been practicing, and even though a lot of art comes from the heart, a lot of it comes from practice too. You're sounding really good.
He looks at Cass.
You definitely made a big improvement. I'm so proud of you.
Do you think I'm good enough to join your band?
Well, it's always going to be me and Kellen. That's kind of our thing. But we'll have you play once in a while.
How about we do like, a couple of trials all together to see how we sound as a full band? Would
Let's
that make
jam.
sense? Like, not a full set, but maybe like a song or two and see how the public response is, and then take some feedback for a while, Like, get our groove together. You can't just snap your fingers and make that happen on one day, right? Like, they grew up together. This took years to practice.
She's right. I think that having a few numbers first that we all work on together would be a really good idea. And maybe even Guy could try with us if he wants to.
I really think Bash has been working super hard. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys could do a couple pieces with him and maybe slowly build a repertoire where he joins in with you. Kind of maybe you start separate and then you slowly start bringing him on for one song and a little, and then you just guys get a little closer and a little closer until he's just a fully integrated member. You don't have to do it all right. Just Bash has really been working through some difficult things here, man. Stuff. This isn't easy to process.
What about you, Guy? Are you thinking of branching out to management or something? Because you're kind of doing a sales pitch here. It's pretty good too.
No, I'm an artist.
Okay.
I don't want to be a manager.
Because we could have started a little business here. It could have been my associate.
So you're saying that Guy, you're you think that change is good, but it just has to be gradual.
Well, I think you gotta warm up to something that's new, right? Bash is really he's made some big changes in his style,
right?
And we don't want to impose on you guys. Bash, you don't want to impose on these great people who showed us what we were doing wrong.
Once in a while would be good, but just so you guys know, and it's no offense to you, it wouldn't be anybody, but me and Kellen, we've been doing this for our whole life.
Yeah, no, totally get it. But is there a hope that one day Bash could be a full member of the band? Maybe one day, a hope. Maybe work towards that.
I mean, I don't think any of us are the kind of people that would ever rule any future out, because the future is uncertain, Right.
You never know what's going to come across your way and fall into your lap and just, change your life.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, Bash? She gives a nod and goes back to the drums Olivia gave him and kind of gives him a little tippy-tappy.
I wink at him
He kind of blushes a little bit, lowers his view, and just focuses on the drums.
I like it. So, we should bring back this guy to his friend Neville.
Oh yeah, where's that guy Neville? He definitely was still holding out hope that you were alive, I'm sure.
Oh, I guess I'll just take a look around for him. Thanks for saving my life. I would have give you money, but the orcs took everything I own. I just have this little skirt they gave me, made of different colored fabrics.
Hey,
it made me
you could
dance around on one foot.
Maybe you could play with us sometime too.
Bash immediately looks up from his drums, shocked. And the guy goes, yeah, that's cool. I can play like 6 instruments at once, so I think I'd be a good addition to anyone's group.
I'm just saying sometime we should all jam, right?
Yeah, just a jam session.
Yeah, just a jam sesh.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go try and make some money so that I don't have to wear a multicolored skirt and no shirt around town, because I feel a little embarrassed.
Hey, it's kind of a cool look for you.
Yeah, maybe I'll start a new style.
With my pasty skin? Really? I don't think I should be going shirtless anywhere. No offense. Maybe that's an elven thing that you guys are into that, but I feel kind of like a mirror.
I'm pretty sure you're exotic here. People are probably not gonna, they may even think it's like the normal human attire.
He gives a shrug. All right. And why don't we wrap that up for a session today? So good job. You guys rescued our dear friend William. You defeated a whole pack of orcs. So let's go 6 times a bunch of things plus. Oh wait, we're not doing experience. We don't roll for experience here. We do. Do you guys think you've done enough to level up?
I think it's been a long time since we leveled up.
But it's also been a long time since you've had a quorum of party members. I feel like there's been a lot of individual things and not a lot of group activities.
Well, we did defeat an entire party of orcs just today and rescue a prisoner without taking casualties.
That's true.
And we won that battle of the bands last time we were together.
That's true.
Yep.
Well,
Great.
And we saved. You guys did the high school thing.
Yeah, we broke hearts and saved Ransom from a love potion. I think we've done enough to level up.
Do the 3 of you, because I guess Trump is gone, all agree? Are you all in favor of leveling up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ambivalent.
Ben never wants to level up.
It's not the time.
I know.
Like, if it's not this time, it would be next time, I think.
Well, as per usual, you guys make your decision, and you can persuade chat however you like. The poll is in chat right now, so any other...
Yeah, chat decides. Well, chat tells Neil what to think, and then Neil ultimately decides. He has veto.
Yeah.
Any other things you might want to say to sway chat one way or the other?
I'm trying to think. The episode before that, we didn't level up either, I think.
It's been a
I think
while.
what we did then.
No. We go a long time without leveling. We sure work really hard for this leveling.
Yeah, but the bigger the levels get, the harder it is to get them. Because I don't think we'd even be this far in like a normal game with normal XP. I think we'd be about here. Yeah. Right, Neil?
Hard to say.
Alaria says it's 2 bards. They need all the levels they can get. That is true.
That's a good point. We don't even have like a wizard.
Well, there is a 73% vote in favor of you guys leveling coming from chat.
I know it. I have a feeling Neil's gonna say no.
I feel like you've had 1 game with the whole party back together, and I don't feel quite like throwing a level your way with the whole...
2 games.
1 game in the last month with the whole party here. Why don't we give it another week and see if you can wow us next week with your role playing, your combat strategy, and all your other lovely things that you bring to the table.
It's been 2 technically, hasn't it? The beginning of the month.
Yeah, but that was a while ago, and there've been a whole bunch of episodes with the party split up in different groups, and I don't feel like everybody has been around enough to have everyone level up. So we're gonna say no this time around.
Ruhi in chat says everyone but Kes should level up.
Wow. You know this is the first month I've actually missed episodes ever.
Yes. All right. So that's the decree. No level this week. Hopefully 1 next week.
I think tried, chat. Thank you for trying.
I hope you guys are all able to make it next week. I believe so. We're all good?
Mm-hmm. I'll be home next week, so.
Yay.
Excuse me.
All right. So this has been Misscliks D&D Devotion. And let's do some shout outs and go away. Olivia, you want to start us off?
Sure. Thanks as always for watching. Thanks to every cast member alongside me on this show. It's always a fun time with you guys. And if anyone's going to TI, you should come say hi, even though it's like in August. So I guess I'll be saying that for a long time. And if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Live in Pink. Or if I happen to go to any other event, I will probably end up tweeting about it at that point. Trump.
Thanks to all my fellow cast members for playing, though thanks to mostly me. Anna.
Thank you to everyone for tuning in, especially if you came over from Dice Camera Action. It makes me feel really happy when you guys like to watch both shows. If you never checked out Dice Camera Action, you can watch so many hours of D&D on Tuesdays. I will be on Twitch weekly on Friday at 1. And the following week, I will be at the St. Jude Play Live Summit. And we will be doing a Twitch Weekly Live from there. So it'll be really cool. So follow me at Anna Prosser to get updates on all of that.
All right.
Tag someone?
Yeah.
V.
I'm V Parlafoi, VIEPARLAFOI, and everything. I am one more day of adventure, and then I'm on my way home tomorrow. But if you want to keep up with my adventures, I tweet all the pictures out, but I also Snapchat and Instagram, and both anybody can follow. So I've been posting like 100 pictures a day of each adventure. So enjoy. And thanks for tuning in to all my wonderful castmates who carried this for the last few weeks while I've been gone.
As for me, Hardcore Heroes has ended and Age of Strife has ended, and so we are bringing a couple of new things your way. One of the things we're bringing up is a 5e dungeon crawl called Fatal One. It's going to be one big, crazy maze of a dungeon that teams will try and run through to get to the end, and each run will uncover inevitably some mysteries, some puzzles, and kind of map out the dungeon. So extreme metagaming is not only encouraged, but sort of required for the community at large to run through the dungeon eventually. That's not released yet, but it will be coming up in a couple of weeks. And the other thing is the Hardcore Heroes replacement is a new campaign called probably Frozen Frontier, but the name is still in progress. It's an adventuring campaign in a frozen wasteland that has been abandoned for ages as these people try and reclaim the lost continent that was frozen over, that the Misscliks actually visited in Seabourn, that southern continent that you guys went to.
Huh.
Wow. So that's all I've got, and we'll see you next week on Misscliks D&D Devotion. Good night, everybody.